Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning into yet another episode of the Sports Muse podcast. I am your host, Kevin Brumley. Today, our guest is the Waynesburg wrestling team. We're going to have Wyatt Henson, Luca Augustine, Nate Stephenson, Rocco Welsh, and Mac Church on the show today. This team finished second in the state, and they are ranked nationally as one of the absolute best teams in the nation. I'm honored to have them on the show, and I can't wait to talk to them. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because you're not only helping me out, but you're helping these young athletes get the platform that they deserve. So please, 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 guys, make sure you click subscribe. Let's get to it. Today, like I said, we have the Waynesburg wrestling team, and let's go ahead and introduce them. Go ahead, Nate, start it off.
Hi, I'm Nate. I'm the 152-pounder for Waynesburg Central High School.
Mac?
I'm Mac. I'm the 106-pounder for Waynesburg Central High School.
Rocco?
I'm Rocco Welsh. I'm the 126-pounder for Waynesburg Central.
Luca?
I'm Luca Augustine, and I'm the 160 for Waynesburg.
And Wyatt?
I'm Wyatt, and I'm the 138 for Waynesburg.
All right. So on this screen, guys, you have to remember that we have 4 state placers right here. Waynesburg had a 5th, which was Cole Hama, who couldn't join us today. And Wyatt was a state champion. Mac finished 3rd, Rocco finished 2nd, and Luca got 6th. Let me ask you this question. I'll go around and ask everybody this. Why do you guys think you had such great team success? Wyatt?
Because we're like a family, and I think we get along very well. So I think that's why we did good. And we all work hard.
Sure. Rocco, what do you think?
I think it's like everybody's like real hard workers. So like we all try to outdo each other a little bit. Like not like in a bad way, but like we're all trying to outwork each other. And it just like keeps pushing us to do better. Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, the old saying is iron sharpens iron. So it's the idea of every day in that room. Luca?
Yeah, for sure.
Luca?
Probably just the fact that, we can push each other and work hard in the room, but, after we step off the mat, we can be friends and, just live normal lives. So I think that's important.
Mac?
I think the same thing Lucas said, just working hard in the room every day and trying to better yourself every practice.
Nate?
Yeah, everybody works hard. We got practice at 5 a.m. People stay after practice. It's just about putting the work in, even all summer and all fall. And so that really shows in the winter and the season. So I think it's definitely the work ethic we have. So.
Sure. And something that I would add is I'm not a wrestler. I've done jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. That's the closest in the wrestling realm that I've gotten. But with that being said, is wrestling's a super individualized sport. You're out there by yourself, which makes it, if you get pinned, you can't sit there and go, oh man, my offensive line didn't block or so-and-so didn't pick up his defender. You got pinned, nobody else. But with that being said, is you guys were like really supportive of each other. And just as a fan sitting in the stands, I could see that, when, Wyatt would finish up his match, it was like he was another coach on the sidelines. You know what I mean? He was cheering his guys on. One of the coolest things I saw, which was I was like, oh man, this is a true team, is the first match I went to this year. I think it was like Luke Maley's first match or something like that. He just came out and he ended up getting a pin. And you would have swore that you guys won a state championship. You know what I mean? Like the whole team, the whole crowd just freaks out. And you know what I mean? Like it's that kind of like solidarity. It's that kind of like, love for each other that I think helps you guys succeed. Also, with that being said, is everybody picks each other up. If Luca would lose, somebody like, Darnell Johnson or, Nate Jones or, Eli Makel are going to pick up the slack to help that team success, which I think is an awesome thing to see. Describe the feeling when you guys beat Cannon Mac. That was your first section championship since 1989, correct?
Yeah.
So, Rocco, how did that feel?
Oh, that was just awesome because there's like so much like I don't know. There's just so much tension between the two teams, and like both teams have so much tradition for like winning and stuff. It was just awesome to finally get the win. It's been so long.
Why? What did you think?
I think it was pretty awesome because I really don't like Kennebec, so that and to do it with these guys made me feel even better.
Absolutely. And for people that don't realize is Waynesburg's a double A school that wrestles up to triple. Okay. Waynesburg, our boy enrollment for like how they do classifications is about 170. Canamac's about 800. So they're, 4 times our size. And to take them down for the first time since 1989, if you guys go to the Raider Nation Twitter page, there's a video of it. It's so cool just to watch the entire crowd react. And it almost made it better that it went to criteria. And when they announced it, it was just so cool seeing everybody react, the wrestlers run around. It was a really cool moment to be a part of. So let me ask you guys this. What are you guys doing right now to stay in shape with the whole quarantine thing? Nate, what are you doing?
No, so after freshman year, I got beat out by a kid at Morris who ended up going to wrestle West Virginia for a year and placing states. So I got a weight bench that year, and last year I got some like pushing sled, and I got some ropes and stuff. So I've been like lifting about every day, rotating from upper body to lower body, just trying to stay in shape and get as big as I can get. And run a little bit too, a couple mile or two, nothing super far, but just trying to, stay the best I can be, kind of thing.
That's awesome. What are you doing right now, Luca?
Well, I just in the beginning I focused on just making a schedule, because if I didn't, I'd just sleep all day. So I'd set a time I'm gonna wake up, and I just plan out my day, right at the beginning, and that helps me stay on track. And we've been getting smooth so far.
What about you, Rocco?
Yeah, I did. I made a schedule too, but yeah, I've been just trying to I've been having some kids down, wrestling. Can't really wrestle a lot though, so I've been just really running, lifting a lot, trying to get big.
What about you, Wyatt?
I'm still wrestling. Right now I'm in New Orleans. My dad's doing a camp, so I'm still wrestling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how difficult is it with wrestling, since it's weight class dependent, to find that line between lifting and trying to get stronger, but you don't want to bump up 3 weight classes in a season? You know what I mean? How hard is it to teeter that line? Because right before the show started, Rocco said he's walking around north of 160.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Rocco, start it off.
Well, I've always done this during the season. I just I'm not really lifting heavy and stuff like that. I'm just doing high reps, trying to maintain what I have. But in the off season, I lift heavy, hard. Just trying to. I don't care how much I gain in the off season. I'm trying to. If I hit heavyweight, I'm gonna go with that. But yeah. So
do you anticipate moving up in weight next year?
Yeah, I think I'm probably 52, 45, something like that.
Okay, that's a big jump because you were 126 last year.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, I was cutting a lot. I don't really want to cut that much though. Just focus on wrestling more and cutting weight.
What about you, Mac?
Yeah, I mean, I usually eat relatively healthy, but I'm trying to get bigger right now, so I'm trying to create a schedule for myself I'm up in the 20s now, so I'm getting bigger, but that's my main thing right now is to grow, because I didn't get much time to grow during the season, so I'm just trying to get bigger as well, and then watch.
Do you think you're going to try 113 or 120 next year?
Yeah, probably, yeah. 120, 113, yeah.
How about you, Wyatt? Are you going to come back at 138 since you're the reigning state champ?
Probably not. My dad's been making me eat a lot, so I'm pretty big right now. I'd probably eat 3 things at McDonald's every day. So.
So essentially what Max said when he said he's eating really healthy, you are too.
Oh, yeah.
When you won the state title in Missouri, why? Because if people don't realize, you're a 2-time state champ, once in PA, once in Missouri. What was your weight at Missouri?
138.
Okay, so you're a two-time 138 champ.
Yeah.
Now, Luca, you're a pretty like physical specimen. You're a pretty big dude. Now, do you plan on trying to put on some more muscle, or are you gonna try to stick at your weight that you are right now? Because you're 160, correct?
Yeah, correct. Well, I did most of my growing after freshman year. Jumped up from 132 to 152. And then since last year, I only went up one weight class. And, I've been lifting hard and eating a lot, and I haven't been really gaining a lot of weight. I think I'm mostly growing for now. So, I don't really know what to expect for next year. I might be 160 again. I might be at 70. I'm not sure.
I mean, you're a really well put together, 160 pounder. So, I mean, I think that works for you. The fact that you're not putting on a ton of weight. What about you, Nate?
No, I don't know. I weigh in like 62 right now. I was hoping to be a lot bigger by this point, but I don't know. 52 might be the weight. It's looking like it, but still a lot of summer left. I'm still gonna keep lifting and training, and hopefully maybe get to 60. I'd love to grow us like 82 or something like that. But I don't know. I haven't got the height for it yet, so we'll see. But
Sure.
Hopefully something good.
How hard is it to find that balance between what's personally best for you and what's personally best for the team? Because, we saw Colton Stone King made a huge sacrifice for his own individual, stats and stuff like that to bump up. You know what I mean? Because Wyatt's coming in to Waynesburg again as the reigning 138 champ in Missouri. So Colton bumps up to 145, and that's not his weight class. But he took one for the team there. So how important is it to try to find, this middle ground of what's good for you and what's good for the team?
There's a fine line there. I think, if you can't have a spot, if you're not capable of beating out the guys at your weight, I do think you should go up and fill that spot if the team needs it. I think I'm a big team guy. I love the team aspect. Like the team appeal title was awesome. Get taken second at states as a team was amazing. So, but individuals, is definitely a huge part too. So I think it's a tough line. It's hard to describe, but.
So would you almost say in a way that if like the alpha is going to take the weight, so if if I can win at 138 and you can't beat me at 138, then you have to either move up or down?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in the team spot though, sometimes it's good to weigh two guys in at a weight, so that way you can either keep that one at that weight or bump them up, because you can only go one weight class above what you weigh in. So it just depends on your situation, I think.
Sure. We talked about this a little bit, but how intense is that wrestling room? Like I said, with 5 state placers and they're all in lower weight classes, Luca's the biggest state placer that they have, but everybody else is really close in weight. So how much battling goes on in that wrestling room, Rocco?
Well, yeah, it's real. It gets heated a lot, but there's never really been fights though, because I guess we're just too good of friends. But yeah, it gets real physical, hard hand fighting and stuff, and it's just because everybody's just everybody thinks they're the alpha, and everybody's it's just like a battle all the time because everybody's good.
Rocco said something interesting about how everybody thinks they're the alpha. Who would you guys say your quote unquote team leader is? Nate?
I don't know. We had 4 team captains. I was one, Luca was one, Wyatt was one, and Cole was one. But, I think everybody's a leader in their own way. I do. I think, Mackley's a 6-pounder, by keeping his composure, especially in the state tournament. Whenever he got controversial call on him, he kept his composure, went back and took third, Rocco, he's been dominant all year, and he's humble, one of the most humble guys you ever meet. Luca's a humble guy. Everybody's just a great athlete and even a better person, kind of a thing. So I think we all can lead in our own way.
What about you, Luca?
I mean, I think Nate hit it right on the nose. We didn't have that one specific guy that we looked up to. We just all worked together and just all supported each other, and that's why we did so well this season.
What I think is really impressive, the fact that you guys finished second in the state, is you guys didn't have a single senior on your team. You guys had 3 freshman starters, and then the rest were, of sophomores and juniors. So it's really interesting with such a young team if you guys have that natural leadership. And I like what Nate said as far as everyone tries to do their part to step up as a leader. So Wyatt, why did you choose Iowa?
I mean, they're like a family and they train hard. Coach Tom and Terry are similar to my dad, so I mean, it wasn't too far away from my the similar styles.
You mentioned your dad. For people who don't know, they call him the Bull. He's Sammy Henson. He's super high accolades. He's a 3-time state champion in high school, a 2-time national champion, and a silver medalist in the 2000 Olympics.
Yeah.
So, as far as trying to find somebody who's similar to that, I definitely think that's important.
Yeah.
What was a better feeling? Why would it be winning states or the team success that you guys had?
I mean, it's pretty hard to beat the team success because I got to enjoy it with these guys, but also winning the team state was also winning the individual state title was pretty cool too. So they're pretty equal.
Would you say that one state was more difficult to go through? Like, was it throughout the entire individual state tournament? Would you say it was harder to do it in PA or Missouri, or were they both just difficult because you're facing killers?
I definitely PA. There's a lot more depth. Yeah, PA was definitely a lot more tougher.
So I have to ask you this: what's with the celebration of like the double hand waving by?
Bounce, he's not getting called.
And there it is, Wyatt Henson, Waynesburg Central, gets the state title at 138 pounds.
4-3 last week, 4-3 this week. Hillegas finishes a fantastic career.
I saw Kyle Dake do it, so I started doing it. I call it the bye-bye man.
Okay. I mean, hey, Kyle Dake, he's a decent wrestler, I'd say.
Yeah.
Did you feel a lot of pressure growing up with a dad who was so accomplished?
No, not really. I don't really believe in pressure. I think it's all in your head, mostly. But I mean, some people do get it. I just don't think I'm one of those people.
I like that. I didn't meet you until I think it was when you guys beat Canamac for the section championship, and I introduced myself. But I watched you at the matches, and you are real cool, calm, relaxed. You never seem like too hyped up or too relaxed. You're kind of you seem like you're you. What you see is what you.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty calm. I mean, I like to be goofy sometimes, and I get out of control a little bit, but not too much.
Okay. Here's a question for you. If anybody doesn't know, check out Wyatt's brother, Jackson Henson, who's early into his MMA career. But here's a question for you. I'm sure the Olympics is the a national championship, and possibly the Olympics is your goal, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But would you ever do MMA?
I don't know. I mean, it takes like a different kind of person to be able to get hit in the face like that. Like my brother, he's a different guy. He can take those punches. Me, I don't think I could. But I mean, if I had to, I mean, I would.
I just wasn't sure, like, if you can't find the Olympics or the Olympics, surpasses you, if competing's so important to you, if you would try to, endeavor into MMA.
Yeah, I mean, if I like the Olympics wasn't an option anymore and I couldn't do it, I would definitely go to MMA for sure.
All right, Rocco.
What's up?
So how does it feel to be a freshman to come into such an accomplished team and program?
Yeah, I think it's like that. I think that has to do like a lot with like, I don't know, my success this year, because like everybody expects like a lot out of us. So like, you got to live up to the expectation and just keep working hard. And yeah, I think that's mostly it.
So do you have a wrestler that you idolize, or maybe when you were younger that you looked up to and you wanted to be like?
Yeah, definitely Terry Brands.
Okay. How do you feel your freshman year went?
It went. Yeah, I think I made some good accomplishments, but my main goal was to win states, and I didn't do that. But so yeah, I think I had a pretty good year altogether, though.
Yeah, absolutely. You had 40 wins, so you're on pace for 160 throughout your career. If you just average that, I
Yeah.
would definitely say it's successful. And you said
Thank
you
you.
wanted to win states, but for the next 3 years, what is your goal? Do you want to win, 2 out of the 3 state championships? Do you want to just get one? What's your goal?
My goal is to win 3, and I want to do it like a dominant performance. Like, yeah, I don't really want it to be close, but that's my goal. So
I like it. Do you have a particular school that you are entertaining that, I don't know if any schools have reached out to you, but is there a school that's like a dream school that you'd like to go to?
yeah, it's definitely Iowa University.
Iowa, okay. And now I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Wyatt. Would you ever think about doing MMA?
Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't really like getting punched in the face. I'm okay with punching people, but I don't really like getting punched in the face. But like, yeah, if wrestling wasn't an option anymore, then yeah, I'd definitely do MMA because it's like the same. Like you have to prepare like the same way, kind of. It's real similar.
All right, Nate. So, how do you feel about your junior season?
I was just happy to be back. I got elbow surgery. It would have been last season. So it was my first year wrestling postseason. I didn't get to compete freshman year, and I didn't get to be sophomore year. So I was really happy to be back and blessed. Some things didn't plan out as I was hoping, but it just kind of motivates me to keep grinding, keep continuing my success that I have.
So what Nate's alluding to is he, during season last year, tore his UCL in his elbow and had to have elbow surgery, which he missed all of football season this past season. And he didn't really start, competing again until close to wrestling season. How much do you think that hindered you as far as trying to build up the strength that you once had?
Yeah, it was tough. Mentally, it was a lot of struggles. I see all of my teammates out there, running on the track, wrestling and stuff. Like, 'cause I wanted to do track too that year, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. My doctors wouldn't let me do anything. So it was hard, But as soon as I was so happy to be back, actually, it made me appreciate the sport more.
Sure.
Realize, how blessed I am to have the sport, and so I was just really thankful. But yeah, it was definitely difficult getting back. Lots of aches and pains on nights and during practice. So. It's kept lots of prayers, lots of praying.
And I'm sure, like you said, it just felt great just being back out on the mat. Did you feel pressure from coming from a family with your uncle played college football, your dad was a Division I athlete, played at Penn State? Do you feel pressured that I need to be as good as them?
Sometimes, most of the time I like to, visualize myself as my own person. I don't like to put myself in the shadow of someone else, kind of a thing. I look up to my dad a lot, and my uncle, they both were great athletes, and I'm thankful, for what they've done. And definitely I take some pointers from them, and when I was younger, my dad actually we'd go in the morning in the fitness center and lift all the time, and train. And it's a blessing to have that, to see what goals can come out to. And so, but I definitely like to kind of do my own way, sometimes, focus on my own styles. And so, but yeah, definitely there's some pressure, but I like to, kind of just simmer it down and do my stuff.
Yeah, it's a welcome pressure,
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a wrestler that you idolize, either currently or when you were growing up?
Yeah, I used to really like David Taylor when I was growing up. I got his first shoes, the M2s that were like yellow and orange or something like that. My dad always tell me, go out and put on a show like him, and I did. It was fun, and so I still look up to him. He's a great athlete, and it's just amazing to watch him see. And hopefully one day to become like him would be something special. So.
Absolutely. And do you have a goal for next season that you definitely want to hit?
Yeah. I would like to hit my 100 win career. I think I got like 69 wins or something like that. So I'd like to get to 100, and then like to make it to the state tournament. That's big. I've come close this year. I was like 2 matches out, and I lost the kid. He took second and third, but I was right there with the kid who took third, and then just kind of let myself down a little bit. But I got some goals, and I'm gonna keep grinding and do the best I can. We'll see where it goes.
Well, yeah, and I think you have a good mindset because yesterday I had Levon Kirkland on who played professional football, and he talked so much about the visualizing your goals, writing down your goals, and I think you're somebody who does that, where you try to see yourself do that, write that down to make it real. Do you want to wrestle at the next level?
Yeah, definitely. I got some couple coaches looking at me, so I'm thankful for that. And I enjoy wrestling. It's such a mentally tough sport more than a physical sport. It teaches me a lot. It'll help me out later on in life. And I just love being on the mat. Like, this is killing me being stuck here. I was looking into actually buying some wrestling mats or something because I don't know, I miss it a lot. And being out for that long time with the elbow and just getting back, now I have to be out again, it's tough. So definitely.
Sure.
I'm gonna go for wrestling.
And I know, like I've coached you in football, so I've talked to you a little bit more than some of the other guys on here. I know you're a big MMA fan. We talk MMA all the time. Would you ever?
Yeah. I think it'd be sweet, actually. I think it'd be really cool to go out. I love the training. I love the process. And that training and that process of that looks amazing. Just the grit and the toughness. And, we'll have to work on getting punched in the face, but other than that, it should be all right. Yeah, definitely, though, looking into that in the future.
MMA would be so much better if you didn't get punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Luca. For people who are not aware that you committed to Pitt, why?
Sure. Well, the campus is beautiful in my opinion. It has the right academics for me, for my goals in the future, and just the team overall. I just felt at home there. I think the coaching there, best matches my personality as well. So it just seemed like the perfect college.
You talked about your academic future. What are you planning on doing?
I'm planning on majoring in biology and then possibly going on to medical school after college.
Okay. When you talked about the coaching staff of Pitt, how much does it play any kind of a factor that Drew Headley's there from Waynesburg?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice to have a familiar face there and just somebody I can, relate to. But yeah, just the other coaches too. They just had the personality that just matched me.
Sure. How do you feel about your 6th place finish last year in states?
Disappointed. Honestly, I had bigger goals than that. I had 2 goals this year. That was to get my 100th win and to win the state title. Yeah, I completed one of those. I got my 100th win at states, but I can only just learn from that and do better next year.
What is your goal next year? Is it to win a state championship?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's it going to mean to be a senior next year? How much do you think that individually, we talked about being team leaders, everyone's doing their part, but you and Nate and Wyatt are all going to be seniors next year. How much do you think you need to step up as far as leadership?
Well, I mean, the whole team, all the guys are very motivated. I don't think it'd be that hard to assume that, senior position. And, the time it felt like it flew by. To be honest, this year kind of felt like my senior year, already being committed to college. But it's just, I'm glad I have another year left. It's going to be a good year.
Why didn't you wait until your senior year?
Honestly, some people like the recruiting process. I didn't. It stressed me out. Pitt was my first official visit, and it just seemed like the perfect college for me, and I just committed. And then from then on out, I could just focus on my wrestling, focus on that year season. And
I like that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, Mac. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is you did get 3rd in states, but how tough was it to lose the way you did? For people who don't know, you got called for your 3rd caution to be bumped to consolation, and then you ended up winning out and taking 3rd. But how hard was it to go out on that note?
I mean, in my opinion, it's like not even like it's probably like the worst way you could ever lose at states, because it was quarterfinal is like you win, you place, you win, you lose, you still but that kid in the Conti bracket's still like coming off wins because he's been winning, and you're coming off a loss, so it's kind of harder to lose in quarters in place. So that was the main reason. My goal was to win, obviously, but I was just kind of nervous going into the Conti match too, because I knew that kid was good and he was coming off a couple wins, so he was motivated, and he probably knew I was devastated. So that was the next thing I had to focus on, and I've been through like a lot of big tournaments, so I'm pretty good at like keeping my mind focused and trying to focus on the next match after it. But yeah, it was definitely a hard time for me.
How good did it feel to avenge that loss?
It felt real good. I mean, like, I wish I could have scored more points on him, but I mean, he's tough. I've wrestled him since I was young, and each time it's been a close match. So I knew it was going to be a good match, but it definitely felt good to get that last one out of the way. Yeah.
We had John Yates put it up on a smart board, and we were watching the match, and you had your second caution, and you know you were getting on top, and it was crazy. He called it. He goes, "This kid's going to tense up, and he's going to try to get Mac to jump." And you know, as soon as he said that, he did exactly that. It was a bang bang call. I mean, I don't think I'm being a homer. But it seemed like it was kind of a questionable call, to say the least. You know, it was a pretty tough call to make.
Yeah, it was a tough call. I think the ref could have easily just said, like, another whistle or my time and just kept going with the match. But I shouldn't have been that. I shouldn't have taken it that far in the first place. I should have finished my shots anyway and stayed in bounds. And I mean, those questionable, I thought he could have been called for flinging the mat too, but I can't leave it in the ref's hands. So I should have just wrestled a better match and try to keep it out of his hands and not get cautions.
And that's a champion mentality right there, you know, in itself.
Yeah.
Were you satisfied with third place as a freshman?
I mean, I guess it's the next best thing I could have done. So I guess a little bit, but I mean, obviously not satisfied if I would have won. So I mean, that was it. And it was kind of sad because I knew I beat both of the kids in the finals 2 times this year. So that doesn't mean I would have beat them in the finals, but I mean, I would have had a better chance to. So, but it's all right, I guess. Just got to move on.
I like it. So what is your goal over the next 3 years? Rocco said his is win 3 state championships. What's yours?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to do the same thing. I'm just trying to improve every year and try to place higher, or if it's not placing higher, just try to improve as a wrestler every year. That's my main thing, I guess.
Okay. Now, you know, we talked about senior at 106 again. Are you apprehensive to move up on in weight?
Yeah, I'm not going to get 6 again. Definitely not.
Okay. So I wasn't sure if you're kind of like a little bit, not sure about moving up in weight, but you're just.
No, yeah, I'm getting up. I haven't really had time to grow, but I'm not going to see 6 again, I don't think.
Okay. What wrestler did you idolize growing up?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I really like Cornell, so I'd maybe say Yanni Dacamahalis, just because he's a good person, and he seems like he works hard every day, and I don't know. I just like him as like a person, I guess.
Okay, and then did you have a particular school that you were interested in, going to, or a few that would be dream opportunities for you?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few, I guess. I like a lot of schools, but definitely Cornell's one of them. I don't know. I like Lehigh. I like UNC. I liked a lot of other schools too, so I can't really. And those are only the few I know. So I'm sure if I look at more, I'll like them too. So I have no clue really.
If you make a visit, it's a whole different game. But
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I do feel like is important is we have these 5 guys on the team, but the team's comprised of a lot more than just 3 guys. So at 113 you have Nate Jones. Nate Jones is just one of those kids that's just a winner. Even if he was on a different team, he would be more highly talked about. We talked about Colton Stone King taking one for the team and moving up in weight class. Cole Hammett is a 2-time state placer, back-to-back years. Darnell Johnson showed great improvement this past year. Eli Maple had one of the biggest wins of the season from anybody going into the WPIAL finals. You guys were down some points. You guys needed 3 straight wins from Nate, Luca, and Eli. Nate was the underdog in his match. He came up with a big decision win. Luca had a big decision win, and you guys needed bonus from Eli to win it, and he turned the kid, pinned him. I was listening to it on my phone. It was a real just cool moment. Like I wasn't even there, and like I was getting hyped. You know what I mean? So it was a real moment. You guys have Noah Tussin, who was just a hair from making states, and you know what I mean. He beat a few state placers. So that's another kid who could have easily been a state placer this past year. You have Luke Maley, who came in, just to help the team out. You know what I mean? No, he's not as talented as a lot of guys. He's just coming in to help you guys out because you guys didn't have a true heavyweight. Ryan Howard was bumping up and wrestling heavyweight when, he's given up a lot of weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around. I'm going to ask everybody the question. Okay. Let's start off with this. So Luca, favorite sport that's not wrestling?
I'd say football. The other
Rocco.
sport I played up in middle school.
Rocco.
Well, if I had to play another sport, it'd be football, but I like playing spike ball.
Okay. Mac.
I don't know. I play soccer, so I have to go soccer. I mean, if UFC counts as a sport, I like watching it. I'll never do it, but
Okay.
I guess that too.
Wyatt.
Football or MMA?
Okay. And Nate.
Definitely football.
Okay. Is it called soda or pop? Luca.
Pop.
Okay. Rocco.
Definitely pop.
Mac.
Oh my, I don't know. I guess soda.
Wyatt.
Definitely soda.
Nate.
Pop.
Okay. One place you would like to travel to? Luca.
Italy.
Italy. Rocco.
I kind of like Italy, but I can't say the same thing. So I'd like to go to Israel.
Mac.
Dubai.
Okay. Wyatt.
Frick. Probably Russia, honestly. I want to wrestle those guys, so Russia.
How do you think you fare against Habib?
Not very good. That dude's really good.
Nate.
London.
Okay. Dream job? Luca.
Doctor.
Rocco.
I just want to wrestle for my career.
Mac.
I want to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Wyatt.
What Rocco said and being a wrestling coach.
Okay. Nate.
Dermatologist.
Dermatologist. Okay. Favorite MMA fighter? Luca.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Ooh. I don't watch a lot of MMA, but probably McGregor.
Okay. Rocco.
Probably George St. Pierre.
Ooh, the Rush. Okay. Mac.
I gotta go Dom Cruz or Habib. I like fighting with both of them on Xbox, so those are my favorite.
Dude, I met Dominic Cruz, and I stood right next to him, and I've had like 30 pounds on him, and I'm like 3 inches taller. He's such a small.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
I'm gonna have to go with Chuck Liddell because my dad coached him. So that's
Right
what
there, baby. Nate.
Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley. Correct answer is Nick and Nate Diaz. I'm sorry, guys.
Nick and Nate Diaz.
Favorite music artist? Luca.
Oh, dang. I think everybody knows I like Chance the Rapper. So.
Rocco.
Probably Kodak Black or yeah, just Kodak Black.
Okay. Mac.
I don't know. I probably gotta go with like Juice WRLD or Lil Uzi Vert, but those are kind of both bandwagon. But I don't know. I like them both.
Wyatt.
Tupac.
Toughness. I like it. Nate?
I like Jeremy Camp or Casting Crowns. Those are probably my two.
Okay. I think I'd go with Kanye, Cudi, and J. Cole. Okay. You have to pick one. Would you rather be blind, deaf, or can't walk, paralyzed from the waist down? Luca.
Probably, dang, that's a tough one. Probably deaf.
Deaf?
Yeah.
All right. Rocco.
I don't know. I'd probably, I guess you can still wrestle if you're deaf and blind. So I'd probably have to, I don't know, honestly, probably blind.
Mac.
Deaf. I gotta go with deaf.
All right. Wyatt.
Blind, because there's no way I can learn sign language. So, and I do not want to not walk.
Nate.
I think deaf.
That's tough. I don't know. I think I go deaf, right? I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also tough. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I really do recommend to everybody if you have the chance, you guys wrestle, you guys travel for tournaments. If anybody has the chance to check out this crew, check them out. Okay. We're talking about a bunch of nationally ranked studs. Okay. And that's not, me being a homer, or anything like that. You're talking about some D1 type level kids. So definitely check them out. Keep your eye on them. And, I'm pulling for you guys this year. I hope you guys bring home the team state championship, and I hope you guys win some individual state championships.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.